Hannu. Hennu or Henenu was an Egyptian noble, serving as MRPR majordomo to Mentuhotep III in the 21st to 20th century BC. He reportedly reopened the trade routes to Punt and Libya for the Middle Kingdom of Egypt. He was buried in a tomb in Deir el-Bahri, in Theban Necropolis, which has been catalogued as TT 313. He is known from two inscriptions, in Wadi Hammamat No. 114, ca. 2000 BC, as HNW and in his Deir el-Bahari tomb as HNNW. It is unclear whether the two inscriptions refer to the same person. William C. Hayes postulated their identity while Herbert Eustace Winlock was hesitant to identify them. James P. Allen considers HNW a successor of HNNW as the pharaoh's MRPR. Travels. In the 8th year of the reign of Mentuhotep III, Hannu set out from Coptus at the head of a 3,000-man-strong army, crossed the mountainous eastern desert by way of Wadi Hammamat, and went onto the coast of the Red Sea. Inscriptions. Hannu wrote of his expedition in stone. Under Sankar, Mentuhotep III, whose name occurs as the 58th on the table of Abydos, lived a functionary named Hannu, who records on a rock inscription, in this same valley of Hammamat, some particulars of his reign, from which it appears that the kings of this dynasty had dealings with Arabia, and the trade thus introduced directly by the valley route from Coptus to the Red Sea, seems to have revived the fallen fortunes of the old monarchy. The first voyage to the land of Punt took place under Sankara. According to the words of the rock inscription, everything needful was wisely prepared for the expedition, for which Pharaoh chose as leader and guide the noble Hannu, who gives us the following account of his voyage. After a destroyed passage of the inscription, of considerable length, of which, however, enough has been preserved to show us that the narration went on to state that the armed force was sent with the expedition to protect and defend it against the enemy, and that officers of the king, as well as stonecutters and other workpeople, accompanied it. Hannu continues. Principal stations. In his account of the journey, Hannu speaks of 5 principal stations at which the wanderer halted, and man and beast, then probably the ass, the only beast of burthen proved to have been used in those times, strengthened themselves for their further progress by enjoying the fresh drinking water. This is also the same road that, in the time of the Ptolemies and Romans, led from Coptus in an easterly direction to the harbor of Lukos Liman, now Qasir, on the Red Sea, the great highway and commercial thoroughfare of merchants of all countries, who traded in the wonderful products of Arabia and India, the bridge of the nations, which of old united Asia and Europe.